All right, guys. Got a bit to get through. Season's in full swing. This league never ceases to amaze me with some of the stuff that comes up. So, yeah, some interesting stuff to go through here. So, first of all, some milestones. We've got a first men's Division 1 field umpire this week. He's a guy that has consistently done Division 2, Division 3 for the last few years and always does a good job. This year he's got a bit fitter. He's lost a bit of weight. Didn't quite get the time trial, but he'll be doing a 3-umpire system this week. So well done to Luke Harrington. He will be doing his first Div 1 this Saturday. We've got a couple of 50 gamers. So James Pascalis in the field and Mark Chandler in the goal. And 100 games up for Nathan Horn, field umpire, Matthew Jakes, field umpire, and Yang Yang on the boundary. So well done to you guys. I've got a change of process. We've gone through a few different changes of processes with the dangerous tackles. Just a slight tweak that we're going to do from here on in. So we have in recent times allowed you upgrade yellow cards to red cards, and that's because it can be difficult on the field to determine whether it's a yellow or red, and so we've tended to go with the yellow. The problem has been that, I guess, in games where there's no video, we're finding umpires responding a bit too much just to whether the player's injured or not concentrating on the actual tackle itself. I guess also responding to complaints or comments from people from clubs. So instead of having to deal with that pressure, we're gonna say you can only upgrade from a yellow to a red if there's video of the game. So if you have given a yellow in a game and the game's been videoed, by all means go check out the video and you decide if it needs to be upgraded. If you are in a game which isn't videoed, I guess the pressure's on you to pick out the bad ones and red when you see there's a need to be a red card. And I guess you've got two umpires there. If one sees it's a red and the other one doesn't, the one that says it's a red wins out. But if there is a game where there's no videoing and there's no red card, it will then be up to the club to lodge a complaint before the league can take it further. So that's the latest version of our dangerous tackles process. And as I said, we've had a few different changes throughout the years. It's a difficult area to judge, but certainly the community standards and what people are expecting of tackles has changed. When we did a clampdown a few years back, people weren't really ready for it. These days, people are really looking for dangerous tackles to be penalised. So hopefully we're all getting more understanding of that. We're on the lookout for those slings, those lifts, those dumps, anything that sort of looks reportable. Make sure you use a red card these days for dangerous tackles. Okay, something that's bugged me for years and years and years. And after something that happened on the weekend, an incident occurred, it's really bugged John Kernahan. So we're on the same page here. When you get players getting a free kick, it seems to happen with holding the balls in particular. They run down a player, get holding the ball, and then they want to act like, they want to get in the face of the opposition or do something to them to rub their nose in it. It really irritates me. It's always irritated me. So I want us to be really strong on it. If you see a player who gets a free kick, goes up and vigorously pushes a player into the ground or shakes them, grabs hold of their Guernsey, puts their head in the ground, reverse the free kick. Just don't tolerate it. We need to get the message to the players that it's not okay to do it. I mean, there are going to be times where it isn't serious enough for it to be a reverse, like if they just go and rub their hair or get in their face and say something without physically doing something. But you often see it when the other player's on the ground and they want to, do a bit of a false bravado, and it irritates me. I think it irritates a lot of footy supporters, and it's just, it is like pathetic of the players to be doing it, and they deserve to be penalised. So they penalise one by either reversing the free kick, or if you don't think it's enough for a reverse, and I don't care if you go a little bit overboard to start with to get the message out, but if you honestly don't think it's a reverse, just stopping the play, having a chat with them, telling them to watch themselves. What you're doing by stopping the play is you're allowing the opposition to get back and man up on the players that they want to kick to. So it's actually a good control mechanism to hold up the play and deliberately allow the opposition to man up on their players while you speak to them. And that's the penalty that they get for acting like a bit of a dick. So if we can really be on the lookout for those players that want to carry on after they get a free kick, yeah, it's just average behaviour. I want to follow up the even up rule after we had a more than interesting end to a game, a women's game on the weekend. We had North Haven playing West Croydon. We're still working through how that all unfolds. But we had North Haven who were down to 14 players. The player got injured, so they were down to 13. With 5 minutes to go, North Haven were up by 5 points. And the umpires who thought they were doing the right thing ended the game. And their thinking was North Haven's down to 13 players. That's the end of the game. Unfortunately, they're up by 5 points. And so it's just a bit messy with the follow-up. And what I would prefer in that scenario is just to play the game out, take a note of the score, the time of the game, and then make notes to the league, either in an email or in Fishers HQ. And then the league can determine the outcome rather than where we're left at the moment with it being a bit messy. At the end of the day, players want to play. They want to play it out. They all went home with a bit of taste in their mouth, and it wasn't a real nice end to the game. So if we can, it's an unusual circumstance. This type of thing doesn't happen too often. I can't remember it happening, but yeah, really, when they go from 14 players to 13 players, you want to call off the game with both clubs happy with it being ended. And so, yeah, it was just, as I said, you never know what's going to happen with this league, and that was one of those times. Just a reminder, there's no need to even up the other team if a player is sent off with a yellow or red card. So if that happens, you can have one team playing one more than the other. But yeah, just a bit about if it goes below 14, only call it off if both clubs agree to it. We're getting a few umpires putting in going into the red and yellow card sections when they haven't had a yellow or red card, looking to enter. They've had 0 cards. Just don't bother. It actually causes some issues sometimes. If you don't have a yellow or red card, just leave those sections alone. We've got a skill drill session this Wednesday night. So if you're in your first or second year, please bring out a whistle, and a strong encouragement for new umpires to attend this Wednesday night because there's some stuff I want to run through. It will help them out. We did mention this a while back, but most of you would have forgotten. The Umpire Association having their annual general meeting this Wednesday night. It's expected it's not going to take too long to complete. Free drinks are going to be provided for all attendees, so they've put that on the table. So I'm not sure it's going to be able to go long enough for you to get too much value for that. But as I said, free drinks for all those that hang back after training and attend the AGM. All right, is Howard Noble on the line? Don't think he is.
Yes, Colin, I'm here.
Oh, mate.
Dear.
Do you want to get your email ready?
Get my email ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
Adelaide Footy
Always
League,
on.
Adelaide
Always
Footy
on.
League CEO John Canahan has kindly offered a complimentary invite to 10 umpires to attend the upcoming Carbine Club luncheon on Friday, May the 10th at Moorfield Racecourse. So I'll include the details of the coaching notes that go out. We are going to prioritise those that haven't gone before. So if you haven't gone, I'd encourage you to give it a go. It's a magnificent lunch. You'll actually see on the invite that they are asking $170 per head. It's a 3-course meal with all drinks provided. Plus you get to hear some really good guest speakers. This is a complimentary luncheon, so you're getting great value. John Canahan's very, very generous in inviting us to one or two a year. And so, yeah, next one's coming up on in a couple of weeks' time. So just email me by the end of tomorrow. I'm just amazed I haven't got an email yet from you, Howard. So get cracking. All right. Okay, no, Gory beat you to it. And Gory's got something funny. Oh, sorry, mate. I did just mute you then. Unmute yourself if you want to say something. Howard? Oh, never mind.
I think I should be in second place, but it is to encourage everyone if they can put their hand up. It is really a great lunch, and obviously, we want to make sure we fill the table, and it's very generous of John. So, yeah, all good.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. All right, so that's all the stuff I've got to go through. Are there any questions on? Okay, Howard's emails just come through. Anyone wish to raise anything from the weekend? Anything on what I said at all? Simon Hedger, do you want to unmute yourself? You want to just fill the group in on what's happening in your life?
Yeah, the job's fallen through, Colin. Sorry.
Oh, sorry to hear, mate. Well, that's bad news for you, but good news for us.
So I'm back out with you guys. So I'm staying around for the rest of the year.
Okay, mate. Sorry to hear. I wouldn't have announced it if I knew that was the case.
Yeah, it's okay, Colin. It was just getting too expensive, and I couldn't really do it and stuff,
Okay.
and the depression came back a bit. So
okay, mate. All right.
Okay, I might go to the luncheon actually.
Yeah, come to the luncheon for sure. All right. So Simon did have a job he was going to interstate for, which was going to mean his last week this week. But well, as I said, good news for us that we get to keep you, mate. Anyone else want to raise anything, discuss anything before we get onto the coaching video? All right. No worries. Let's just get this set up. So hopefully you've all had a chance to have a look at it. The topic for today is positioning. Of course, we've got some what's your decisions to start with. Cliff Vanderpoel, you want to unmute yourself? No, I know you're online. Maybe just can't, either you're gone away for a bit or can't work out how to mute yourself. Brian Curtis?
Yeah, mate.
All right. Have you had a chance to have a look at the video?
Haven't, but I'll have a look now.
All right. Let's give it a crack. It is hard when you're watching on the Zoom, but so first, what's your decision? A couple of interesting ones here. Might be hard to pick this one up, but see if you can.
Was there a kicking in danger to start with?
No.
Huh?
No. No, I had to look at this 2 or 3 times before I knew what went on. It's a umpire descent. Dennis, if you actually have a look, I'll just play it again. The number 24 for Lockleys, you can see him arms out, clearly looking at Dennis, has said something that was directed to him, which is, I assume, inappropriate. It's just a reminder to take no shit, and if you are copping flat from a player over the top, questioning or abuse, then don't hesitate to penalise and take control of the situation. Bit of a difficult one to get, especially when you haven't seen the video before, but all good. David Palmer.
Afternoon, Colin.
Hey, mate. Have you had a chance to have a look at the video?
Not today, but I'll try my best.
I might just save you for another time when you have watched it. Who's had a look? Frank Manicus, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Have you had a look?
I've had a peek.
All right. This is a really interesting one. I'll be interested in your thoughts. So it's a ruck contest. Bit happening around the ball just before this. All right, what did you make of all that?
There's well, for starters, there's a lot of players around the footy. Umpires obviously looking to get the game going, to get the players to disperse. So it looks like he's coming quick to ball up, get the game going. They're one of the, I don't even know what teams they are, but opposition player that hasn't been given the free.
Yeah.
Looks to have played a block in the ruck. Obviously doesn't feel that his eyes are on the ball, and his main objective there is to stop that player from contesting the ball. So he's paid the block on the ruck infringement.
That's exactly what he paid, and he got it exactly right. So it was Johnny Mass. There was a bit of heat at that time. And if you look at the replay and you go back and watch it over and over, that small Houghton player was actually a bit of a smart ass. He really was he was deliberately trying to get in the way of the ruck. And yes, the ruckman did push him down somewhat vigorously, but it was as a result of being in the way. So I thought Johnny got that one spot on.
Yep.
So yeah, thanks, mate. Alex Howgie.
I'm just in the car, Colin, so I don't think I'm going to be able to help you.
That's all right. Hey, Dave Palmer, have a go at this one. I reckon you might be able to get this even without having watched it.
Yeah, rightio.
That's not it. This is it. All right, any thoughts?
Okay, looks like a contested ball. I believe there was no prior opportunity when the player was tackled, so a ball up.
Yeah, certainly right with that. And the marking contest, if you look, you were able to get good vision of it. The player behind has clear first grab on it. Often in that scenario, there's two sets of hands at the same time, and you play the player in front. Don't do what Josh Johnson did in the weekend in a women's game, say man in front. But anyway, if you're in this case, the player behind clearly grabbed hold of it, and then the player in front then took it. So it was a good decision from Tony just to ball it up. Yeah, there's no chance of a holding the ball decision in that situation. And probably the thing that allowed Tony to get that decision right was his positioning. So he worked into a position where his sideline just short of the contest, 25 metres away. So good umpiring there. All right, so let's run it through. We've got some examples of positioning. And if we get our positioning right, you're more than likely to get the decision right. It all starts with positioning. We want to aim to be 25 metres from the ball. Don't get drawn into being too close. So in this case here, Matty Brown just keeps his distance and has a good angle on it, and it's a good hold the ball decision. Don't get sucked in to getting any closer than he was. In sensational conditions, where it was a couple of years ago in the finals at Rostrevor. The thing here with Joel, he gets to push to the back right because he's backing away as quickly as he can in those conditions. When you ball it up, you really want to work hard running backwards to get that distance between you and the contest. So this is the difference between higher division umpires and lower division umpires. When you have control of the footy, you need to be on the move at all times. Don't ever walk or stand still. Need to be moving around a pack. So as you can see here, I think it's Grantley Byrne, just constantly on the move, skipping sideways, keeping his distance, and that way you're not going to get players getting your way. So again, these examples where you throw the ball up and get back as quickly as you can, and then just stay on the move. So Bo here arcs around, he doesn't stand still. Just that skip sideways allows him to make sure he can see the ball player's head and shoulders, and doesn't miss any free kicks. So yeah, it's don't stand still is the key message. You want to keep adjusting. Don't ever be comfortable with just where you're at, because that's where you do get someone getting away. So in this case here, I think it's Grantley again. just move. You can see him marking around the pack, move back and forth, and then when he's ready to ball it up, he then sprints in. So a couple more of those examples coming up. That when there is a stalemate, you do get in there. So in this case here, Shamos, just constantly moving, constantly keeping his distance 20-25, and then follows the ball down. So the women's footy tends to be more congested. There's more players around the ball, and so it's easy to miss free kicks if you're not moving. Anticipating means you see there's going to be a handball or kick. So the moment you see it going to be the case, you then get moving. In this case here, Matt sees that there's going to be a quick transfer play, runs ahead of the play. This is brilliant. So I always used to think when I was on TV that I wanted to show off to the cameras. Matt's certainly doing that here. You can see how far ahead of the play he got there. That was outstanding running. And that's why he's one of our top Division 1 umpires. But you don't have to be a Division 1 umpire to do it. So here, Ian Nilsson's on his bike. He sees the ball's going to get transferred. The fact that he's running as fast as he can means that he gets to the next contest sooner than those that wouldn't be anticipating. So a couple of good examples are there of umpires realising what's happening in the play and getting ahead of the contest. So with the boundary throw in, you want to start that 15 metres around. You work your way to be just side on or just short of the contest. And then once that contest has occurred, get back inside of play. So a little trigger point after the contest, but being on the move, just like I think that's Lockie Peterson there, is what we want. Arcing around the packs and sprinting in when there's a need for a ball up. So this is all about, it's not just about selling yourself. It does look good from an umpire perspective. It is actually about seeing the ball player's head and shoulders and say, making sure they miss any free kicks. So you can see Chris Peters, who's a very good umpire, doing that exactly there. You can arcing around and then coming in quickly when he realises he needs to ball it up. And we can all do this. This is just a mindset thing. So Rashi here, keeping his distance, realises there's going to be a stalemate, ball up, blows a whistle, and then sprints like I've never seen Rashi sprint before. I have to use that example. That's just really, really good work rate, good positioning. And as I said, it sells yourself, but it's more than just selling yourself. It is about getting in the right position to make sure that you see the free kick. So if you do find yourself too close to the contest, as it happens to all of us right here, you can just see you are then back out quickly, use your backward running, and then put distance between you and the ball. Always think 20-25 meters, and if you feel like you're not there, that's when you need to put in a trigger point. So high work rate, high agency equals high performance. That's our coaching video for tonight. Any questions on any of that? Pretty straightforward stuff, but there's actually some really good examples there of umpires using their trigger points, working hard, and yeah, if you keep those things in mind, you'll certainly be a better umpire for it. Now, Marquita, did you have a question?
I had one again. Henley picked the ball and decided to go for a run down the boundary and
Hang on, Marquita. We've got really bad internet reception here.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Then Henley picked the ball up and I paid her. She was go for a run, and she was about 10 years old. I was running right at 20 meters away, and she said, "Do that," and I said, "Anticipated you were going to run with the ball. Simple, easy."
I didn't quite catch it all. I didn't quite.
I'm in the zone. I'm sorry, in the dead zone.
Hey, can you make sure you come up and tell me on Wednesday night at training what you're trying to say? Just your internet is only giving us every second or third word.
All right.
All right. Anyone else? Corey, did you want to say anything from an association point of view?
No, there'll be a barbecue, not this week, but next week. So free drinks this week, and then a barbecue next week, a monthly barbecue. So that's on the agenda for the association.
What country are you in at the moment?
Italy at the moment.
Right. You really get around. All right. I'm just dragging this Zoom on unnecessarily now. So unless there's anything else that anyone wants to ask or raise, we'll end it up there and look forward to seeing you on. Oh, Bowsy, you got something to say?
You got the Italian flag behind Gory there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I don't know how he does it, but he gets around. All right, guys. We'll catch you on Wednesday night. Look forward to those free drinks.